back, everyone, to SC4ALL. We're going to take a look at some Brood War stuff. I have a bunch of glasses on my face because I know patently nothing about Brood War, which is why we have Pop, we have Airnock over here.
Yes.
They're actually going to talk about the game. I just get to like slowly compress my nasal cavities out of existence.
Yes, and you stole my glasses because I had a pair of them.
Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go. So go right with the simp hat, you know?
I mean, biggest shout out to Nouns, though, for getting some players over here, paying for different things.
It's a great tournament so far. Yeah. Everyone seems to be loving it.
I mean, you get to go hang out, watch some StarCraft, watch some Brood War, watch some N64 StarCraft. And
all right, I played the N64. Oh, wow, this really does crush your nose. Holy crap.
You're like, good luck talking, man. It's not good.
Well, I mean, I just sound like this anyway because I have allergies.
Ah, fair.
So.
You know.
Oh, God, yeah, it hurts, though. Okay, yeah, and they're gone.
We're gone.
Here you go. You get to try next, Pop.
That's all right. I'll pass on that one.
So I got to play it, and holy crap, it's a pain to play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard people talking about how like you claw grip it, so like the side of your fingers press the different buttons.
Yeah, so you need because everything's done by the C button, right?
Yeah.
But I keep hitting the D-pad by default because one, I play a lot of Xbox, and two, left-hand macro. And so I'm like, oh, I see an arrow to the left. I'm clicking the D-pad, but that's actually just a base hotkey. And so I'm like, why is it just clicking back to my head? Oh.
Yeah, apparently, like I heard Tasteless talking about how it's like, no, don't worry, guys. Basic understanding of StarCraft, you'll be fine. I don't think so. No.
Tasteless moment.
He's just that good.
Yeah.
It's
he has that basic understanding of StarCraft.
If you can beat Battletoads.
So Battletoads is the gatekeeper now for all StarCraft?
If you can stream Battletoads,
okay,
then you're going to be able to go and play N64 StarCraft.
I guess I'm going to have to stream Battletoads next.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you can get a copy.
What retro game lets me be really good at Brood War? That's the one I want to play.
Brood War.
Yeah, I was going to say probably just Brood War.
Darn it, that's the hard one.
Yeah, good luck with that one. That one's going to take some time.
Warcraft 2.
Well, Orcs and Humans is a good game.
Orcs in Space?
Well, yeah, that's Warcraft 3.5, aka Brood War. Well, 2.5 because it came out before.
Yeah,
Warcraft 3.
yeah, it's 2D. It's not isometric. So.
Yes, that's fair.
No, but yeah, Orcs in Space, or I guess Zerglings on Azeroth.
Well, have you ever?
Did
you ever see some of like the original beta footage from Brood War?
Yeah, it was Orcs in Space.
Yeah, it was really. The very design was just orc.
Very purple.
Yeah.
I heard Tempo yelling. I thought we were needed. We were not needed. He was just very excited.
You never know.
By the way, shout out to Tempo's costume box. At least his hat box. Like he has a full suitcase that he brought over here. I think he made a Goodwill trip too, full of different hats.
Perfect.
And first of all, like the bravery to go to Goodwill and buy a bunch of hats.
I'm a man of many hats, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, actually, I think you're just the one.
Well, normally I would have many. I thought about bringing my cowboy hat too to balance it out.
Would not fit under the headset.
True, it would just sit on top. It would be like home. It would be the home story kind of experience where I'm like trying to balance on top of the headset the whole time. Finally, I end up just sitting on the table.
Does it truly fit 10 gallons in the 10-gallon hat?
My hat does not, but a 10-gallon one would. As far as I understand, they at least used to actually be 10 gallons.
No way. Like a gallon bucket.
10 gallons is a lot.
A gallon bucket is like the size, a little bit smaller than this table.
Yeah.
A 10-gallon hat is not 10 of these tables.
Not your hat. Yeah, might as well. I'm out of the tournament, boys. Let's go.
Production just came. It's like, hey, Aaron, are you throwing your game?
I mean, I already threw plenty of the other games, so it's fine.
No, that's called doing your best.
Yeah, sure.
Just a more direct pipeline.
Yeah,
Anyways, by the way, keeping you all up to date, we are going to be moving into Artosis versus
StRyKeR.
Thank you. Soon. We're waiting for that lobby to get set up. That should be hopefully soon enough. In the meantime, we get to talk about how Aaron is now out of the tournament.
Yeah. I think this, unless I have, I don't think there's any way for me to make top 8 anymore with that loss.
Is it's Swiss stages? Well, no.
It's 6 rounds of Swiss.
Yeah, good luck. What are we on, round 5?
Yeah, that was round 5, and that should put me 1-3 because I had a bye.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't make playoff. You could, well, okay, that sounds mean, but unlikely to make playoff at a 2-3
There were
scoreline.
6 good players. There are 6 good players, and then the rest of us,
Mortals. Let's say mortals.
Yes, that's the word I'll use that I've been using all weekend. Sure. And there's 2 spots up for grabs.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, if I can just be the best of the rest, like I have a shot. I am no longer the best of the rest.
Nope. But yeah, you know,
I don't think I ever was to begin with either. So like,
yeah, but like, what's that experience? Like, you go in, you're playing a Swiss format. How has the tournament experience been for you, Aaron?
I forgot what it was like to play in a tournament. I end up hosting all of them. I don't actually get to play, and it's a little bit more nerve-wracking than I remember.
Especially, who was the best opponent you played?
In terms of like actual gameplay, it actually popped. We're pretty close in MMR, and that was a 30-minute series that went. I lost that first game like 3 times, I think. And then thankfully he decided to claw defeat from the jaws of victory. So
Yeah, we played quite a bit in the past, and Aaron's not known to be a kind of a cheesy player.
I would never.
I think
these allegations, scandalous.
So I think that one game was longer than all of the rest of our career together.
Probably. That was a 20-minute game. I 4-pulled Nesh twice, so our entire series was a combined 6 minutes. I think, including loading time.
6.5.
Give or take.
Yeah, close enough.
The 30 seconds was me hitting GG and remembering how to lead the game.
I know how to do it in StarCraft too. F10N.
I mean, you can alt QQ. You can. Fun fact: you can control QQ because I do control 1-1 a lot. Like because I'll hop key and then 1.
There we
Wow,
go.
we have a game.
Enough filling. We got a game. Bottom left in the blue. He's the Zerg player. Excuse me. It's StRyKeR.
Arguably the best Zerg outside of Korea currently.
And the top right, we have Artosis. Legendary Artosis. Everyone knows Artosis.
Who is Artosis?
Not the best Terran outside of Korea.
He is a Terran outside of Korea.
That is true, especially now.
Yeah.
That was not true for some time, but now it is again.
Yeah.
For a while, I was living, well, not really close, but, PEI is not that far away from New Hampshire.
He is the best. He is the best Terran in PEI for sure.
You know what? Probably true. He's also one of the few humans in PEI. Apparently, they have a really cool, farm-to-table restaurant, Michelin starred.
Artosis does?
No, the PEI does. No, yeah, Artosis, when Artosis is not streaming and listening to certain Mario fan fiction that we can't discuss publicly. But he is a world-famous chef.
Yeah, where do you think that all that money goes that he gets from those donations?
That's
how because restaurants are a hard business, so he uses that stream money to fund it.
Makes sense. Understandable. So we're getting into this game number 1. Aaron, we talked about, we saw some TVs here earlier, but you said best Zerg outside of Korea, Artosis, a Terran outside of Korea.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what we should be expecting in this series.
All right, so I expect both of them to play very standard. I think if Artosis is feeling cheeky, he might do an 8-Rax game too, but game 1's definitely going to be probably a 5-Rax. You're going to get you do 2 racks into Academy, get your stim, as you're doing a 5-5-30 push out somewhere. Right. I can never remember that exact
5 minute.
I die to it all the time. It happens when it happens, And then he'll add on 3 more racks to go up to 5 racks, and at some point he'll go up to 8 racks, maybe 9, depending on how his macro's looking. But for now, we just have a simple wall off. That is 2 gaps at the bottom, 2 hexes. So you rely on your Marines kind of being behind the bunker or the barracks, kind of deterring Lings from running in.
So talk to me about this map as well, because again, I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but map pool is it matters quite a bit in terms of Brood War. So I don't know what the entire map pool for the series is, but looking here at map number 1, is this Terran favored? Is this Zerg favored? Is this more neutral? Where are we looking at there?
All right, so this map exists because a Zerg player won ASL 4 times in a row. And so the big defining feature of knockout, I'll always confuse them, is the trench, as you see right here in front of the naturals. And that is low ground. And in Brood War, and it was a bit different in StarCraft 2, in Brood War, if you're on the low ground, you have a miss chance. It's like a 60% chance to hit, if I remember correctly. And so the whole point of this was to stop Hydra Bust against Protoss, which is how Sulky won basically everything. And that has an impact in terms of if you sunken up your natural, which we'll see Sulky probably, or so key. We'll see StRyKeR drop 2. As you can tell, my brain's still in land mode. Not exactly in working mode. But if you put the Sunkens right about where the creep is, if maybe one tile out further, then the Marines will have to be on the low ground firing at them, which makes it much harder for Marines to bust, which is something that you see a lot of Terrans do. You try and do a stim timing, push through the Sunkens, and kill the Zerg. And if they don't respect it, you usually do.
Yeah, you usually see a 5-minute move out with Marines. That's just, there's this tiny little opening that Terrans get away with where they can move out and not die. And normally the math is pretty straightforward. But because of that value, it'll be a little more up in the air. So maybe StRyKeR can get away with 1 Sunken. Maybe he wants to make 2.
But theoretically, like a more stable early game where you're not going to die. There's a little bit more room for this game to develop into a bit more of a macro game.
Yeah.
To take us to 3-4 bases. And
that's the goal of
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the decisions that are going to be made as in the matchup overall just deal with Zerg getting that 3rd and 4th. And on this map, it's pretty standard. It's probably going to take the expansions, the other mains.
One thing to note on this map is that your natural 3rd base, so kind of like top right of where the camera was, bit top left of where we are now observing, is a mineral-only base. So in this matchup, Zerg needs 3 gases guaranteed once you get to Hive Tech. It's essentially like 1 gas per thing you want to do. And so if you want mutas, you're going to need, gas and a half, 2 gas, and then you're going to add on lurkers, you're going to add on ultras and defilers. So you need to go to 3 gas instantly and ideally 4 gas, which is why you end up taking another natural and then another main. For Terran, though, they can use that mineral only in this matchup specifically because you're playing Marine Medic, and that is heavy on the minerals. Medics are kind of gas intensive, but they're really the only gas unit you're building until you're getting your vessels out. At which point, you should have enough medics around that you're mostly pumping Marines.
And we do see this 5-minute move out. StRyKeR did a good job of positioning to sort of threaten the counterattack, and so Artosis is just going to move back. Right?
Yeah.
It does look like both of those creep colonies went down. I'm not sure if they're Sunkens yet or not.
All right, so again, I come from the StarCraft 2 background, and we look at, say, when the map spawns cross map, it's like, okay, this is going to be a lot of this early aggression, not particularly viable. The extra couple seconds rush distance. How does that impact? Because obviously we're going mutas here, looking for this harassment play, trying to get in, kill off some SCVs. How much does that delay, or how much does that hinder this muta play we're looking at? So
it's at this level especially, it gives you that extra couple seconds. You can push your eBay back and get another round of Marines out, whatever. And it lets you get your turret still up on time. This map is kind of weird because of the layout. You don't really have any good turret spots in the natural. Like as you can see, he has to have it between his command center and his gas. And it kind of ends up making your mining a little weird.
And there's also this sort of in front of your natural base. As Terran, you kind of want this area to be wide open so that you can fight with Mutalisk and not get caught on terrain and things like that. And the distance from a safe spot to the natural is so much further in this map that it can be kind of a pain to move through those bridges, move up that ramp, move back down another ramp.
Oh, the bridges are a death trap. The moment you catch your opponent on the bridges, you just kind of win. They are killers in this game, especially against Protoss in a matchup.
Yeah, and we see he's able to sneak out, but there will be a point in the game when he has to try to sneak back in, and it's just another moment of danger.
And getting up onto that high ground as well, I imagine, onto the 3rd base location we're talking about. Seems like for now, that's just StRyKER's trying to bait this out a little bit. So moves in with the mutas, takes some damage here. Of course, the big notable difference, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2 mutas, is the fact that StarCraft 1 mutas do not regenerate any way, shape, or form in the same way. So,
they have an average regeneration of Zerg. This is actually kind of a crazy spot for StRyKER. He ends up positioning himself between the turrets and the Marines, and that gives him Blink Detect to burn down one of the turrets. And now you can see he's going to play against the edge of the map here and just make the Marines one by one into his mutas.
And these Marines, we talk about this low ground mischain. Does that also apply to air units? So these Marines stuck on the low ground, they're...
If it's walkable high ground. So that little area he was on, I don't believe it's walkable because there's no terrain there, so it would not have a mischance, is my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm honestly not 100% sure on that.
Right.
But as you can see, we're going double starboard, so he's going to play what we call SK Terran, named after the Terran soul key that existed a long time ago. And with this, you're pumping 2 vessels at a time until you can get up to a cloud of about 10. And then you'll end up either going drop ships, or if the game goes a little too crazy, you might get battle cruisers. either you're winning or you've lost control of the game and you're really on copium when you go battle cruisers.
We see StRyKeR go up to that third finally.
Yep, and he's going to take a natural. Especially this map, I've talked to a lot of Zergs about if they prefer the main or the natural, and it's kind of 50-50 split. A lot of them prefer the main because if you're going lurkers, you put lurkers at the top of the ramp. If you're going crazy Zerg, you want it at the natural because you're going to sunk it up. But on this map especially, there's no reason not to take the natural with the trench there.
Yeah, that sort of danger zone we saw Artosis sitting in earlier where he lost a few Marines. The same thing applies to the other side. He's moving into a base. Those bridges are a death trap.
Yeah, you have to go through like the high ground, low ground, but at that point you have so much extra movement that you can easily pick off a few Marines as you go.
Yeah, so as we get ourselves set up a little bit further into this game, I can't help but notice that we look at the mineral gas, the banks of both players. They're a little higher than what I'm used to in StarCraft too. Like when I'm looking at this, because understanding the natural improvement is more difficult.
Yeah.
What is a bank? Like what is a bad bank? Or what is a good bank? What is kind of acceptable spending in this matchup?
It depends on what you're doing next. So obviously we're a bit past it, but when the meters are getting ready, like when the spiders are about to
you're
finish,
banking something.
You tend to bank larva. If you're expecting something else, you know you might be banking your larva, especially as Zerg. You're gonna bank your larva, which means you end up banking minerals. Right now, this is kind of where I'd expect their banks to be. 200. StRyKeR's building up a bit of gas here, but he's probably transitioning into Hive right now as well, which means you can't spend it on your Defilers or your Ultras yet. And yeah, okay. Oh, there's his Ultra Cavern.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, now we're going to see all that gas disappear.
Yeah, I went for a fast line. Yeah, it really is just look at the gas for Zerg. And then it kind of depends, as far as the Terran goes, it depends on how the battles go. So if he's losing a lot of Marines, he doesn't have to make depots. So we can afford more barracks, but you don't want too many barracks.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a balancing act.
Even in, like, if you watch ASL, most of those pros will still float a couple hundred here and there. Just a lot of mentality is, like, it's good to just go back and do it and then just figure everything out later. Like, workers. A big thing with workers is, like, just make your workers and then forget about them and send them to work when you can. And just as long as you're making them. Stuff like that means that your macro tends to be not as sharp as StarCraft 2. But you have to, like, for Terran, Artosis is going to hit a camera hotkey, jump back to those barracks, click on one Marine, click on the next Marine.
And a lot of times we see in this sort of period of the matchup, you'll see sort of this sulky style where you're fighting with Mutalisks and Zerglings to keep the Terran out of the middle of the map. But Artosis has done an excellent job of macroing. Look at all those Marines.
That's a dangerous call right there.
I think we only have 3 Sunkens at the natural.
So the other thing he does have, and this is just something I'd like to point out, because I'm sure not a lot of people would understand, is the Queen's Nest, which you need to make your hive, is right there at the front. And that's because you don't need it. At this point, it's done. Once you've started your hive, you will never need it again, unless you want to play a fun game of StarCraft, which, God forbid, someone wants to have fun. This is bad for StRyKeR, by the way.
Oh, yeah. There was 3 or 4 Overlords in total.
Yep.
I mean, I think you got a couple others elsewhere. I know you say, well, who would want to play a fun game of StarCraft? Wasn't, I think it was Larva ASL a couple years ago who was playing like a Heavy Queen style for Ensnare?
Yep. Soma did it too back in ASL 9. That was years ago.
I mean, he beat Flash.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, because Ensnare against Bio is really where it shines, because it essentially removes Stim from the game. A Stim Marine under Ensnare is the same as a regular Marine, and regular Marines are not scary for Zerg. But
we see StRyKeR not quite taking his 4th yet. But here's the choice when it's Terran and how they want to spin their gas, because you can spin them on vessels, and vessels keep getting better and better as the game goes on, or you can spin them on a couple of drop ships to try and deny that 4th gas. Because the 4th gas is, in a lot of ways, the game.
Yeah.
But deny the 4th gas stops everything very, very scary that Zerg can do.
oh, we're gonna D-Matrix. We're gonna send it.
Go in.
He's absolutely gonna send it. This madman.
Double D-Matrix on the low ground. That's a lot of Marines.
Ultra's half op here, so there's only one though. That one Ultra is not nearly as scary. But we're gonna come in from the back too with the Lings, putting the firepower here.
It's not really doing a lot, but Signpost go down very quickly.
Yes.
Even still, Muta's gotta run.
But
On the low ground, though, the Sunkens are doing so much damage here as Artosis with the rally. Desperately tries to go up on the high ground.
He might actually do this.
Yeah.
If he breaks the 3rd, that very bad because you can't afford their hive tech with only 2 gases.
No,
we're going to run the drone, but we gunned down the Nidus Canal, and now it's just bad time to be a drone.
Yeah, nowhere out. Mutants cannot engage into this one, and now Artosis. That's a lot of Marines.
Yes.
There's nowhere for these drones to tow, as you talked about. They're into the high ground. Only way they get out is if Artosis lets them do that.
Yes,
you know, maybe you could try to macro something else, but I think he's actually got a Marine shift-clicked on the drones.
Yeah, he
up
got
in the
something
high ground.
chasing.
So yeah, he's got something chasing, which means they're not getting out of here.
No,
So-
that was, and if you noticed, anytime like the little like Marine shooting animations on the middle of the sunken, it's hitting. If it's in the front of it, it was missing. So you could see that entire line of misses too if you're watching. And if you're watching live, you can always go back and look. You'll see all those misses that the low ground were causing. Because Marines, that many Marines should have stimmed through that in seconds. The fact that it took like 30, 40 seconds to get through that really tells you how good these trenches are.
And the D-Matrix is effectively a shield, right?
Yeah, so it's 200 health, and it eats all but 1 damage, so the unit's D-Matrix will take 1 damage from every hit, and the rest goes against the D-Matrix.
Gotcha, okay.
It looks like StRyKeR here is opting not to go for that third base, so he's going to just try and make something happen with the ultras that he's already made.
He's got a drone going around, but it hasn't settled on anywhere because there's no safe... Against a bio ball this big, there is no safe place to be.
Right, yeah, the safest place to be was that base that got broken already.
Yeah. So it looks like he's got both of his Ultra upgrades, though. I saw that we were at 3-1 or 1-3 for the Ultras, which means we have Ultra Armor. And obviously they are running, which means that they have speed. But I mean, you need defilers against this. You can get 1, maybe 2 defilers on this kind of gas bank. But instead, he's going to do a me and just make Ultras and lose.
He does have a lot of Sunkens in the natural, a significant flank behind as well. That looks like the vast majority of the armies. The Radiant goes in, so already 1 Ultra. Taking a lot of damage here. North side as well, right side. He's going to try to go in for this flank, but it doesn't seem all that likely. And we just see the 3 Ultras that are there defensively. They're radiated. There's not really a lot they can do. D-Matrix on a couple units in the front line as well. Final attempt from StRyKeR. He's going to try to make the break happen, but Artosis is very happy to sit in there.
This is
Going
where you
ham
wanna
on
be.
top of everything. The Ultras are not going to find the value that they need. And sure, the Sunkens are there. They're doing a lot of damage on the low ground. But guys, it doesn't matter. Artosis has
you
done
just
it.
stim and win. GG.
StRyKeR, he made that look as good as possible. That was as good as that could have gone.
Yeah. And it was interesting because StRyKeR is a very good player, and I would have expected him to go... Because if you go Defiler, and then Crazy Zerg, you go Ultras first, but you're supposed to get a Defiler follow-up very quickly. Because if something like that happens, all of a sudden you just Darkstorm and you win the game, and it's fine. But he really didn't have the supply he needed, and then he lost the third base, and then it just kind of snowballs from there.
Yeah, the sort of the mid-game fight for that Terran pushing out, there kind of was a non-action.
Yeah.
And what that ended up being is 3-4 control groups of Marines just balling up.
Yeah. He never really went in with the mutas either. Like, there's no, like, with the mutas, the whole point is you want to get in, snipe a few SCVs, slow down the tech, get in there, scout and everything. He never really did.
And we didn't really talk about it, like, in the game, but it looked like he was losing it. Like, he lost, like, 1 or 2 mutas in the first initial skirmishes.
Yeah.
And the rest of them got pretty low.
It snowballs so quickly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And he didn't end up taking a fast third. And sort of all that inaction combined with the no fast third means it's going to be hard.
It was a great idea for Crazy Zerg. With Crazy Zerg, you need to get damage with the mutas. Because if you don't, this happens.
Right.
You know, because you're playing very passively because you want to get 3 bases, you want to get your gases, you're going Ultras, which means all you have is, you know, a dozen mutas out there doing something.
Right.
And if they're not doing something, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, if you can't hold the pressure, you let your opponent kind of build up to where they want to build up, and then you're in a very awkward spot. Luckily, though, for StRyKeR, this is, in fact, a best of 3, not just a best of 1.
No.
So he will have another crack at the Terran player, but for now, Ernak, take it away.
All right, in the top left-hand side here, guys, with the Magenta Terran SCVs. Give it up for everyone's favorite guy in the chat. It's Artosis. Top right, guys. One of the best Zergs out there. You know him, you love him. It's StRyKeR.
Now, a win against StRyKeR for Artosis,
That's actually really good for Artosis.
They are in the same league, but I don't think that Artosis would have been the favorite in the past.
No, going into this, if you told me StRyKeR was going to 2-0, I'd been like, Yeah, I see it. It'll be some good games, but I can see it.
Yeah.
But already going up 1-0 is going to be, like, he's got to be like, oh, you know, I'm feeling good.
Especially with a win like that. If you get 4, it
That
feels
was a
good to
solid
have
macro
5
win.
control groups of Marines. Nothing
Yeah.
can stop it.
But, like, if you 8 racks, you know, you bunker rush or
Right.
something and you win with that, it's like, oh, I pulled a map. Haha. But when you actually, you know, we sit down, we macro, we get to that mid-late game, and we actually just win. It's that, you know that feeling.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Have you tried winning?
I've tried, yes. Does it work for me? No.
I get it.
But
I just forfeit my games to production.
there we go. We did hear that earlier on. But anyway, like we talked about, if Artosis wins, this is massive for him. In the context of the tournament itself, obviously we're in the Swiss stage.
I'm pulling up the bracket.
It's like, where are we right now? It's like, is this the dual 3? Is this the 3-0 match? Like, where are we in the
I think
Swiss?
this is 3-1.
3-1.
Yes, because I know StRyKeR lost to Gypsy. Yeah, Gypsy's 4-0. Artosis and StRyKeR are both 3-1. Nesh and Tim, not me. As much as confusion as that is made. My girlfriend immediately texted me, wow, you beat Artosis? And I was like, or you played Artosis? Like, no, not yet. And then you have the rest of us down at the bottom of the bracket.
So this actually does have some impact in terms of bracket seeding. Like, if you're 3-1, you're likely making the bracket. But if you can go to 4-1, all of a sudden you're going to be you're going to be a higher seeded player, which means you're going to get a better matchup round 1. You're going to have a slightly easier bracket run.
Yeah.
So this match, like,
I'm not out yet, by the way. I'm still in 8th place until all the results come in.
yeah, okay.
Copium, get that copium jar.
So mathematically eliminated, just not actually eliminated.
Yeah, we still have that hopium here.
What if, like, both players in a single series both lose? They both go 0-1 in the series.
I assume it's map score.
No, like, anyway.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
They play each other and they both manage to lose.
That's
There
what
are
I
no
was
winners
saying.
here. You know?
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt there. Okay, it probably means that.
If I had beaten Nesh for my 4 pool, that would have been that scenario where neither of us truly win.
Yeah, that's correct.
Then maybe Aaron still has a chance to make a run.
Well, that was my hope, is that if I 4-pooled him and won, I had like that one win on one of the good players, and that would help with the map score. Didn't happen.
So an interesting thing about this tournament is that in this selection of high-level players, I don't think there's a Protoss, right?
No, Raz had to cancel last minute.
Right.
Raz would have been our high-level Protoss.
Yeah. So for StRyKeR, he has to beat Terrans to perform well in this tournament.
I mean, Gypsy the Terran, Artosis the Terran, Nesh is the Terran. Oh, no. Who picked my dog as Protoss?
These are
okay.
Or, no, sorry, Tim. Whichever one of them. I only met both of them today.
Tim is Protoss.
One of them's Protoss.
Okay.
Man, I don't remember. Like, we saw Tim up there, and like, wait, Aaron's a Zerg player. Like,
Yeah.
does he have like secretly like S rank Protoss in his back pocket?
Well, I mean, it's not hard. You just play Protoss, you instantly get S rank.
Okay, get out of Artosis' chat. I guess we're all in Artosis' chat this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Congrats. Everyone's a guy in the chat today, or a gal in the chat, or other in the chat.
See the spire going down. Artosis has built just 2 Marines. This means he's going to be able to accelerate in other areas. Oh, no, he's got 4. He'll get a faster second barracks.
Yeah, he's got a nice standard 2-rack scat. So for everyone's reference, I will point this out the wall here. What he's done is barracks depot and then a depot above, because the way Brood War works is by pixels. So on every side of a building, there's X amount of dead pixels. And each unit is X amount of pixels in size. So between a barracks and a depot is something like 13 pixels, 15 pixels. And a ling is only like 8 or 10 wide. So lings can fit through there, but if you put that depot behind, lings cannot stream through there, and they can only go through the right side. Because Brood War.
Because, engines are fun. How much... So, take a look at this map setup here. We're talking about the meta play. This map, notably, or these spawns very close by air.
Yes.
So we should, I would assume, see maybe a little bit more impact from meta play than we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, so you have good harassment opportunities, and the nice thing about the dead zone is you can easily escape. When you start taking too much damage, you can escape, do something else and go back in. I think it's not bad for Zerg at all. We already see the 3rd base going down here.
Much, much faster than game number 1, which is going to be nice for StRyKeR if he's able to go and make it happen. There is a world where we might see some sort of pressure coming out of Artosis, but that's the goal of the mutas, right? It's like if you want to go out, you want to move across the map,
Yeah.
Good luck. You got 9 mutas in a worker line. You're losing all your SCVs. It's not fun.
The other thing, too, is that you see how easy it is to get to the mineral line from the dead zone here? This is one of those maps that Karen players can hate.
Oh, we get.
But the turrets do finish just in time for the, ragtag group of mutas to fly through.
All right, so they're going to be fine there. Only 5 mutas for
Do we have 4 racks? Is this a 4 racks plus 1 build? This might be a 4 racks build. So generally speaking, you do 5 racks, right? Like I was saying before. But there is a much stronger 4 racks plus 1 time. It's a bit more, not all in per se, but it's not considered generally better for the late game because you have your barracks come online later and everything. So your macro is a little bit slower.
So Artosis has gotten a fire bat as well. Is that common? Is that miss macro?
No. So the fire bats at this point serve a couple of purposes. If you go for the 5-minute move out, the fire bats stay home at your ramp. So that way, if there's a Ling run by, they can't get up your ramp. Also, what he'll do at this point after, there's no Lings or nothing, he's going to send that fire bat around to all the other bases in the map. And because fire bats will rip through drones. So if he finds a fully saturated drone line, you hit stim, you get 4 kills.
For now, though,
and they're tanky.
Yeah, that does help. His army's doing a pretty good job of moving across the map, staying clumped together so the mutas aren't going to be able to pressure all that much. This mutaflock is rather wounded, Airnock. In this concept of being able to go fight things back, not all that strong. The scan goes down somewhere. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know if Artosis has seen or been able to scan the bottom right side.
I think he just scanned main and nat.
Okay.
The trick with that is if you watch his player cam box and just look where he looks.
Yeah.
That's easy to figure out where someone's scanned.
Yeah, and if you're scanning the natural, Artosis probably has a good idea there's a third somewhere.
Yeah, so it's he's scanned and he would have seen the Hydra Den, so he's expecting lurkers. And this is going to be a much more standard. We should see Hydra Lurker Defiler as our next go-to comp here.
All right, so a chance for a bit more of a macro game. Although I know you said that, but we do have this pending 4 racks-ish play coming out of Artosis. So Lurker Defiler, effectively you can get the Lurker Defiler as StRyKeR against this 4 racks play. Very difficult for us to deal with this all in, right?
Yeah, so the only really way to deal with Dark Swarm is the fire bats. So as we see Dark Swarm take up, we will see more fire bats enter the fray. Because, also, fun fact about fire bats, they tend to hit swings up to 3 times because of how the attack is calculated. There's an interesting CL article on it. 5 turrets there, yeah. You're not getting... This is the other reason to take the naturals. This is something I've argued with for years. Terrans always scan the mains. So if you take the natural, they won't know about it. And so the other thing, too, is that StRyKeR caught the fire bat as it was on its way out to scout. So at this point, Artosis doesn't actually know the bottom right natural is taken.
Right.
Pretty blind, especially because he didn't really, there was a pretty late third in game number 1, so it's not quite as easy to tell. Like off the meta-analysis of the series, he's doing something different. And Venus are doing a really nice job of just cutting off a Marine here, cutting off a Marine there, diving in off the glaive bounce.
Yeah, you can't get any damage done with that many turrets, so he's really just trying to, all right, I'll keep your bio ball small by intercepting the 1 or 2 that come out from your... Especially, like I said, with 4 rack, you don't have as many Marines, they just hit stronger. So if he's picking off the 1, 2 that spawn here and there, it's going to make his job a lot easier.
Yeah, and to compare it to the last game, too, we saw him had this wall of Mutalisks and Zerglings. And this game he's opted out of the Zerglings and gone pure Mutalisk, and so he had enough resources to get that faster third.
Yeah. Another thing you'll note here is that at both of his natural and third, he has stacked lurkers. So something you can do in Brood War, and there's a couple ways of doing it, is you can stack lurkers on top of each other. And so when Artosis would go into irradiate lurkers, he can only do 1 at a time. So you'll click irradiate, click 1, and then wait. If it dies, then you click the next one.
Doesn't irradiate do AoE damage, though?
Only if it's unburrowed.
Okay.
And also, fun fact, if you irradiate a Hydra, and then it morphs into an egg, it doesn't do any more damage. The irradiate just stops doing damage. Why? Blizzard.
Brood War. It's fine. These are the worlds in which we live. It's okay.
Yeah.
How important is it that, because Artosis is only on 2 bases right now.
That's fine for a bit.
Okay. What's the timing? Like, is it when the Zerg gets to 4 bases that the Terran has to go on 3? What's the break point?
So he's gonna want to. We don't actually have the game timer here. That's interesting. Sorry, I just was like, oh, at about, and I was like, look at the time. No, probably in the next few minutes, he's going to do a push here. He's going to see he can't do much. Defilers are out. Consume should be done very soon. And Artosis is like, all right. Once you realize you can't do much, you're going to go around the max sharking, seeing what you can do, and then he should go for a third base.
Ooh. Fast dropships.
Couple dropships showing up.
Dropships. I was going to say this when he went crazy there. Dropships are better against lurker play because all your lurkers are burrowed at the front. So you just drop in any main you see fit, and they have to unburrow and run around. It's crazy for them. If you go against Crazy Zerg, they already have a Ling Ultra army running around, so it's a lot worse to go dropships against that. But you can see StRyKER's just like, you're not coming in here for a minute,
Yeah.
Dark Swarm.
The preemptive Dark Swarm.
It also makes it impossible to see the lurkers under the Dark Swarm.
You would have some fun with the Radiate, though, right? To go and Radiate does go through. Does the Radiate go through Dark Swarm?
Yep.
Okay.
So that's the only way to deal with this kind of irradiate.
Yeah, as long as you can visually find them. That's the hardest part.
Fair.
Make
Yes.
little boxes inside the Dark Swarm to find something.
He's like, come on, where? Oh, there it is, radiate.
Fun times. But now into the natural a little bit. Radiate goes down on some of the Lings. Not bad there, certainly. But dropship going into the main base. Units are
Blake
there,
on a
though.
dropship.
You gotta be careful. But nice job
Sacrifice
there.
a vessel trying to. That was a choice from Artosis. He sacrificed the vessel to try and get the dropship in, and then didn't send the dropship in.
No, then they died.
Yeah.
That's not great whatsoever. No irradiate down either. Couple Marines and medics in the main base. Living a little bit longer than I might have expected, but with these lurkers, with the Sunkens here, that is not the type of play that he was looking for.
Yep, and we can see now he's like, all right, I can't get anything done, and especially after you get shut down. He's like, nope, just take a third. Come on.
Yeah, the Zerg was able to get his 4th base, and therefore his 4th gas. And it shifts into just the second era of this matchup. He has that 4th gas.
You can also see that now that he's seen that dropships are the play, he's buried a lurker at the main in the bottom right under that Overlord. Also, for the sake of saying it, there's 2 lurkers. You put Overlords over your lurkers like this, so that way you can't click on them for radiate.
Why? Because Blizzard.
Yeah, well, you'll click what's on top, and you'll irradiate the Overlord, and you'll feel really bad about your life.
Overlord had it coming.
Yeah.
You hear the sounds it makes? I mean, my goodness.
Blarg.
But I think this is the part of the matchup where for Terran, it's not mapped out. This is where the question mark starts to appear. What do you do as Terran in this matchup where he has his 4 gas, takes lots of bases, you put more pressure. He's already lost some of his vessels. He's lost some of his dropships. He doesn't have a lot of tools to work with to make something happen.
So StRyKER isn't in a place where he'll move out for the next minute or so, but Artosis also can't do anything, so we're going to end up in this game state where both of them are just going to be trying to ready up for the next moment.
So is this the game state or the type of game where we should be looking like a mech transition, or is that too expensive, like too difficult to do right now?
So the big issue with that is you've already invested in the starports, but I think we actually just saw 2 more go down. Yeah, so we can see there's 4 starports blinking, which either means he's going really heavy into the vessels, or he's going to land that science facility soon. That on physics level, we'll see the big battle. Oh, he just stemmed down a bunch of lurkers that moved out, it looks like.
That's a pretty good move. Scan goes and sees some of the ultras. This is not a big Artosis army. He's got a couple units here, but the rest of his army still rallying across for the most part.
Yeah.
Getting the lurkers is nice. I don't know how much is really going to do.
Lego!
Decent plague there on the...
Yeah, you got like half the vessels. Which half of 4 is 2. But like, you got half of them.
Big split coming in front of the Marines as they look to go break natural. Of course, with the Dark Swarm there, still not an easy attack. The Ultra's going to get actually baited out a little bit. Nice job there from Artosis.
That is one of the big dangers, is that because units will auto attack when something's happening, you can just pull units right out of the Dark Swarm. It also does not protect buildings. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is just Artosis trying to keep StRyKER honest, really. Although if he gets those defilers...
Oh!
Okay.
Worthwhile trade. I mean, as long as he gets those vessels home and repairs them, getting a plague for 2 defilers is really good until those mutants come out and one-shot all of them with the glaive bounce.
Yeah, why is he... They're all obviously plagued. Why is he keeping them out? Dropping the main base, a couple fire bats, Marines, medics.
So
seems like it's going to get dealt with for the most
Right,
part.
run
Actually,
into the middle line and just start roasting.
Mutas all get taken down as well, so the anti-air is not really there. Lurkers are going to move in, targeted down, maybe not enough detection. So
this is exactly what I meant, though, is that against a lurker player,
oh wait, hold on a second, into the natural as well. Ultra's backside though, getting right on top of all three. Radiant's not quite good enough to get Dark Swarm as well. Yeah, no, this is not going to work out for Artosis. Even with the Irradiates, he loses quite a bit attacking into that natural.
Yeah, and to answer your question, the reason you keep the vessels in front is because you still need them. You can't do much without the vessels, but at the same time, then you fly them over a spore and you lose one to the spore because it's
Yeah, we see Artosis here. That dropship was his last tool, so it's going to come down to these Ultralists. He's going to have map control. He's going to be able to get surrounds if he moves out in the middle.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of options here for Artosis. He has to make something happen.
Yeah, 5 bases for StRyKeR as well as he's getting that extra hatch going. So we're at the point right now where like the economy, free ultra, that's never going to complain. Is not really going to make
economy. We'll take all the free we can get.
Exactly, as a bunch of links are going to go into the bunker as well. It's not. They got a couple units outside. Not really getting a lot though. Yeah, so free units, absolutely you take those. But again, with this economic situation, 6 bases.
Give me them big battle cruisers.
Okay, so battle cruisers in StarCraft 2 can be good. They're very much about their Yamato, but I understand that Brood War battle cruisers are a very different beast.
Yes, so they're slow, powerful, lumbering things, more so than the high attack, pew, 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 pew. The big thing you're going to do with this is deny gases. So you kind of plant them over a refinery extractor and just let them gas out. The other thing is that they will one-shot Scourge, so you can generally fly them in and deal with the ultras really easily. You can straight fly them one-shot Scourge. Teammates really doing good here in this fight, by the way.
Yeah. A lot of ultras going down. The Dark Swarm baited out, and the ultras just fighting outside of it. And anyways, so again, very nice fight for Artosis. And now here comes the battle cruiser. Now it will get plagued up, which means it's going down to 1 HP eventually.
So it doesn't guarantee 1 HP. I think battle cruisers go down to like 30. I think.
Oh, is it? I thought it was always going down to 1.
So it's some weird mathematical calculation because some units go down to Archon will go down to 3 HP.
Oh, interesting.
Out of 10.
Yeah, there we go.
It's 70% effective instead of 99.
Yeah, but we see Artosis. He's making something happen. And on this map, the battle cruisers are normally a little bit weaker because the gas is not exposed to the outside. But those 2 bases that StRyKeR has taken near the middle of the map, the gases face each other and they're in the middle of an empty space. So Artosis recognizes that.
The other good thing here is that like you see this long by through.
And sniping down the Defilers as well. I think they're going to take it down. Yeah, it's enough. Certainly as these now the Ultras are going to try to show up a little bit more. Medics in the back line healing as much as possible. As look at this, if the battle cruisers, they're sitting on top of the rally, making it so difficult for StRyKeR to do anything. Now the problem is, the medics are fine. They're there. There's not enough damage on the ground right now. These Ultras, with their armor upgrades, they're just not dying.
No, they don't. That's the thing, is they just don't.
Yeah, this is really showing you that StRyKER's leveraging that economy that he earned earlier to turn it into an army.
Yeah, now Artosis is in this.
It's an awkward position. His natural's about to mine out.
Yeah, the Vulture's going to get busted as well, so 3 Ultras into this worker line. It's something you got to deal with. Marines to rally over. It's interesting. Artosis looks like he's got some SCVs trying to take the center north side base while this is all happening. But you need that base. Absolutely. You got to deal with these Ultras. Just run roughshod. It looks like a Venture. 1's going to get taken down. 2, I think, died. But now a bunch of Lings on the rally. That's a problem as well. They're highly upgraded.
Yes, I would like to point out that they're upgraded enough for a battle cruiser that's 40 damage per shot is not one-shotting them. That feels bad, man. That's
a bit of a problem, yeah. It's not really what you're looking for. So now the 3rd base has been lifted. Looks like they're eventually going to try to take the center of the map here. This 1 Ultra is kind of uncontested. It's just running in. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do, but...
He's just vibing, man. He just wants hugs.
Yeah, nice razor-sharp hugs.
Yes.
This seems like Artosis is going to get back up to 2 base mining.
He does have.
Oh, come on.
Well, he does have the one command center moving over, floating somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but that's Lynx continue to find this just long distance mining line. And, you know, supplies down 30 supply, not great, but the story that we're talking about, even more than that, is the fact that this is an 8 base, a 7 base Zerg versus a not even quite a 3 base Terran. Yeah.
Yeah, and these kind of scrappy fights are so hard to keep your units organized so that they're in any way effective against Ultra Link.
Yeah, and StRyKeR played this very well. We saw the battlefield coming out and knew that would be a very good counter to the Ultra Defiler. You're wasting all of the sharp form and such. And you just went, oh, a lot of Lings. Backwards won't kill them. And yeah, honestly, it's working out really well.
Now, as far as the economy goes, we are running off of a 7 base versus 1.
Yeah, huge, effectively. With, you know, last battle cruise is going to go get taken down. The Ultras are dead. Marines versus Hydras doing fairly well for themselves. All things considered, this last battle cruiser actually it is surviving. He's going to stand now. Defiler's going to move in, tries to consume, but not enough for Dark Swarm. He's going to get targeted down. And now these Marines trying to fight against the Ultras a little bit more. Medics on the back lines, they're enough to keep these alive and take the Ultras down. I'm not sure it actually matters, though. No. Good fight. If Artosis had an additional base, this would be fantastic for him.
Yeah. So in this scenario, Zerg is usually supposed to be down supply in a standard game for GGs. You would expect Zerg to be down, and generally what's considered the threshold is like as long as Zerg is above 70 supply, they're fine.
Okay.
When Zerg is up 30 supply, it's not a great game for Terran.
Yeah, even if you are able to go and snipe the Defilers before they can Dark Swarm. And,
yeah, you have to take one hell of an engagement to make that work. So
now that means we're at 1-1 here. Solid game, really, from Artosis.
That means we win.
Yeah,
absolutely. We get a game 3.
What's the other cast? It's now a best of 1. The fans are winning.
That's a good way to think about it.
It's other casterisms.
No, don't hit me with that caster. I make fun of that casterism all the time. The best of 3's become a best of 1.
I was watching the World Series, because it's happening right now. Go Blue Jays. And it was game 3, game 2 was this 18-inning marathon.
Yep.
It ended at like 4 a.m. or something. I live in Central Time, so it ended like 3 hours before I woke up.
Yeah,
which was fun. But watching game 3 the next day, and the commentators were like, yeah, so now they had Morgan Freeman in like their nice long Morgan Freeman intro. They're like, now into the City of Angels. It's like, yes, a best of 7. Down to a best of 5, and I'm like, you didn't just do that. You did not just do that. I'm like, look, it makes me feel better about doing it. If they're having Morgan Freeman, a best of 7 to a best of 5.
It just makes me feel bad for Morgan Freeman for having to say it.
Yeah, I'm sure he had some editorial script writing,
Yeah, of course. Because Morgan Freeman, very well-known caster commentator.
Well, voiceover artist.
That's true.
Yeah, he knows how to He knows how to be the voice of God.
Do you think we can get him to come cast StarCraft?
No.
Not with that attitude, at least.
We should do a documentary, though, about Flash and have just him voice Flash, for the voice of God.
Bayo does know something about Brood War, at least.
No, I'm a Flash StarCraft 2 fan.
Oh.
Who, one summer, he was the best StarCraft 2 player in the world.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways. We're now in a game number 3 here. Vertical spawns, and upper right side of the map in the blue, the Zerg player. It's StRyKeR.
And in the bottom right, we have the Morgan Freeman of Terran, Artosis.
Hey, I'm going to think about this. If gut instinct says that's incorrect, I'm going to think about it for a minute, and I can tell you why you're incorrect.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, who has the better voice? Artosis, Dan Stemkowski, or Morgan Freeman?
Better voice for what? Listening to Mario inappropriateness?
Remember, you're not just answering this question. Artosis' chat is judging your answer.
That's fine.
So the answer is Morgan Freeman, clearly.
Yeah. Artosis' chat doesn't count as a place. It's not real.
No.
It's like Vegas. What happens to Artie's chat stays in Artie's chat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Vegas is struggling right now. There's like really not as much foot traffic as there used to be.
Because tourism's down across the board.
Which means you can go to a show pretty cheaply.
Yeah,
apparently.
true.
I don't know. Never been. I have flown through their airport. That's all I got.
Vegas is nice. I'm what we call cheap. So Vegas is not where I like to go because everything's overpriced. But it is a nice place, and I enjoy a good amount of heat, so it's not too bad for me. And also walking around with like 4-foot margaritas is not something I can say no to.
Aaron, that's as tall as you are.
All right, first of all, I didn't need this in my life.
They hated him because he told the truth.
They hated him because he wasn't Morgan Freeman or Artosis.
True. So now we're in here to game number 3. Is that 2 mineral patches in the middle of the map?
Okay, so yes.
Why?
Aesthetic.
It's pretty.
So
I like shiny rock.
I thought you were gonna ask about the ones on the ramp, and I had like my technical answer ready for it.
No, that's too easy.
Yeah, for the middle of the map, it's honestly just because they look cool.
Yeah.
I like shiny things, guys.
Look, when you think the map's mined out, it's not mined out. You better go get those. There was oh god, what was the map that had like the 8 mineral patch in the middle, just in the clump? It was like 2 seasons ago.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know.
But there was a map they just had like 8 or 10 mineral patches in the middle.
Like a fastest map.
Yeah, and it was just, well, they were like clumped, and the whole thing was like, do you even try and mine them? And there was just crazy games where you see someone building a base next to it, and just hoping that the opponent wouldn't like just attack randomly. Oh, that led to some crazy fun.
We're playing on Polestar, which as a Terran I like because it gives you this nice wide open space. You don't have to deal with those bridges like we did on Knockout. So you can move out, secure the front of your base, and it just relieves so much of that pressure from the Mutalist.
And it's pretty easy to, especially Artosis spawn here. You can get some turrets behind the mineral line.
Mm-hmm.
You won't be able to repair them, so it's not everyone goes for it because people will try and put them where you can repair. But it is possible if you would rather have the mineral space.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can line your Marines back there, and if you have like your factory floating, you can then stim as the Mutas come in.
Mm-hmm.
There's options here.
It also seems like there's a much, well, this speaks how we spawn, bottom right, top right, Artosis in the bottom. There's just a very direct path from his natural to the natural of his opponent. So this what we saw in the last game, where it's like you got to go out and around and over, and like it's a little bit more difficult to make that move out happen. Whereas here on Polestar, in the situation that the spawns that StRyKeR and Artosis have, if he is able to move out, like the Mutas aren't pinning him too badly, it does seem like it's going to be a little bit easier for him to go as the little scouting SCV gets taken down.
Another thing to note is that there are high ground bands on this map. So it's obviously rotational symmetry, which is why Artosis catches above versus left. But in between the bases, there's these high ground, like you can see here. And that can make a big difference. So if you can get Marines on top of that, as the Ultra Link pushes up, you can just stim it down, and they're trying to fight to get up a ramp. Or alternatively, if you're on top of the ramp and stimming up, well, you're just going to have a bad time.
Right. Yeah, we do see him going for that natural expansion at the other main.
Nice and quick.
Yep, nice quick third base like we saw in game number 2, which it does put a little bit more, what do you think? Does it put a little bit more pressure on Artosis to make something happen?
Not necessarily, no. I think mostly what it does is it just sets you up for a later game better as the Zerg.
So not really the meta per se, but it's one of the most common builds is 2-hatch Muta. So you just get your main, your natural, and you make Mutas, and then you go from there. And then you'll add on your third base later. Alternatively, you can do what we call 2.5 hatch, where you drop a third hatch in base macro hatch. Or you can go for a very quick third base, as StRyKeR's been doing in this series. And as for which one's right versus wrong, better versus worse, it really depends. He's not going to have the minerals for Mutas as much here because he spent 300 on another hatchery. But instead of just being set up to have extra larvae, he's now set up to have an extra base and a force behind that. So it's really good if you are expecting the game to go on. If you're expecting to, if you're really worried about this, early 5-minute push out or something like that, you're going to go for a 2 or a 5 hatch.
A bit of pressure coming in from Artosis. He was able to get his way mostly onto the other side of the map as the Lings dogged his heels. Bit of an opportunity, actually. He got over
going for it.
He got on the other side of the map before the Sunkens were done. Decided not to go for that one. But now this is a woefully undefended third base. No Sunkens. Mutas now being forced over to deal with this as much as they can. Downside, it's like 6 Marines. 6 Marines, 1 medic, which I don't think is enough to deal with a Mutal Link block.
No. It's enough to cause issues, though.
Yes. This is what I was going to say. taking that fast third is definitely not an opening for Artosis. It's more of if something happens and it goes Artosis' way, maybe he gets that third more easily. But I think that push across was pretty bold of him. It was a good read, though. That is where his base is.
Yeah, and that tells him with how much StRyKeR went after that, okay, I was on the right track.
Right.
And, I mean, he killed a Muta with that.
Yeah, that's not nothing.
Yeah. And, yeah, so he's going to scan and make sure it's like, all right.
Is a Muta worth six Marines and a medic, though?
Not entirely, but it's going to... When you're going for 3 hatch, you already have less Mutas. So anything you can do to slow down that Muta clump building up, obviously you don't want to lose all that.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say, Artosis didn't want to lose everything. But there's a world where he trades that out and StRyKeR loses no Mutas. And there's a world where he trades it out and then, as he's trying to run in and snipe off a drone or something,
And I think we are seeing that fast hive again right in the front of the natural expansion.
It looks like, I'm assuming the Queen's Nest is going down again, so...
Yeah,
Yep,
so-
actually, hive is done. So, wait, no, it's not. Never
sorry.
mind.
No,
That's
this
layer.
skin
Yeah.
sucks. Let me tell you. These are the anniversary skins that you got to be pre-ordered, like the remastered, and they suck to cast on.
Like, okay, so I'm like, I thought that was a hive.
No, 'cause that's what I did game 1. I was like, that's a layer still, right? Nope, it's a hive.
I was convinced. I'm like, I am learning something. But no, apparently not.
Just when you think you know something, the game's like, well, let's fix that, and changes it.
This is very similar to that previous game, Game 2, where he's going mostly Mutalist on the map to keep the Terran in his base, and then the Terran here is going for SK Terran, which is double starport with Marines.
Yeah. Certainly less damage done by the Mutas, I think, in Game 3 compared to Game 2. Yes, he did get the 6 Marines in the medic, but I think there was a little bit more worker damage in Game number 1. He was able to kill off a turret or 2. So Artosis' situation, I think, in this game a little bit better than it was in the previous one. Now, can you get across the map? Can you hit this timing before compilers, before Consume is done, before Ultras? Unknown. These Mutas, though, we talked about how much less damage they are doing such a nice job right now.
This is good. This is hot.
Artosis is just missing those Marines that are at his ramp.
And it looks like, what is that? Is that 5 rack? No, it is just another 4 racks plus 1 build. That's interesting. He did better with the 5 racks. He was able to have so many more Marines, but he's decided to, maybe he messed up Game 2. He's going to try it again in Game 3, but it's a numbers game, right? Against Mutas. Like, Stim solves all issues.
We see an armory too, so he's going to do some Valkyrie play.
Ooh, Valkyrie play would be fun.
Is that...
I mean, I guess that's why he's going to go 4 racks. Instead of +1, he's going to go for the Valk build. I think it's one of the Flashes or Barracks new builds, too, I think.
Yeah, it seems like every week there's a new way to use Valkyrie.
That's true. And the best part is there's a new way to lose your Valkyries. That's what I much prefer.
Does that put you into any issues with dealing with all these lurkers and, again, all the ground stuff that Zerk has if you commit to Valkyries like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's probably... The smart answer is to go for up to 4 Valkyries. You can do 2, but you have to be really careful. 4 is usually where most people will stop. Because at that point, a volley from 4 Valkyries will just make Mutas irrelevant for the next 5 minutes. The problem is the microing of Valkyries is near impossible.
That's what I was going to say. There's sort of a modern Valkyrie micro trick that people can do, might be able to do, where you patrol forward, move back, and essentially you will fire the missiles forward, but your Valkyries will actually move back over your Marines to protect them. And it's not the hardest thing to do if you're training and just sitting there, but in a game, it's near impossible as far as I'm concerned.
We're going to have to see if Artosis really can pull that one off. His Overlord will get taken down with the Valks and the missile turret there. So you do have that going for yourself. And now Artosis, he's moving on the map a little bit. He's got this big clump of bio through the middle. Valkyries leading the charge right side, looking maybe for Overlords, just kind of clearing the space.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can get done. Moving up high ground, of course, always a little bit scary. There's a little blue dot off to the left side. Don't think it's a lurker. I think it's just yeah, it's dead. So it's an Overlord or something, maybe a Ling.
Yeah.
And now Artosis kind of sectioning off. He's got a couple units north side, looking, just a couple Marines looking at the rally. The rest of his army, though, moving off to the left side, trying to see if he can deal with this third base. I would assume not really committing just yet.
Yeah, he may just be looking for overlords. He may have decided, hey, I
triple
don't see any
drop
obvious
ship.
damage we can do. Why don't I just go clear out some overlords? I can make things scary for the dessert.
So he actually went 3 Valkyrie dropship. That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's probably why he's prioritizing clearing out those overlords. Now his dropships can just go wherever they want.
Yeah, so if you, as Zerg, if they start clearing your overlord, you should expect drops. But it's interesting, I don't think drops are normally with this build. I'm not an expert on every Valkyrie because there's a new one every week, as we were saying earlier.
Right, yeah. I wonder if the Valkyries arrive faster than the Science Vessels, because you need that high ground vision to be able to clear out overlords.
Yeah.
And is he going to go for this main again?
Well, I mean,
With the dropships, I mean?
it's interesting.
Oh, that one dropship's a very...
I guess you use the Valkyries to clear out
No,
the
never mind.
airspace.
So yeah, you can see he's hunting.
Okay.
You gotta be careful. Too many people have lost.
Oh, four dropships into the main base. And the Muta's taking a lot of damage from the Valkyries here.
Yeah.
It's going to be a full unload into the main base.
Oh,
Plague is
beautiful
down, though.
play.
On top of the drop.
and
Oh,
the
Dark
Dark
Sword
Sword.
as well. Look at this. Now, the Muta's,
How did
they're
he get
dead.
bumped?
Artosis actually out of here and into the natural. Just oh, no. Okay, just buttressing left side. It's a Plague, absolutely. But there's nothing here, Aeronaut.
Yeah,
there are no
so-
lurkers on the ground. Hydras are not where they need to be. So these Marines are still very happy to at least clear out all the overlords.
Oh yeah, this is. And the funny thing too about dropping that Dark Swarm is
Wait,
that
are those full dropships?
they might be.
I don't think they can.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh,
into the
boy,
natural.
they are.
Into the Sunkens as well. It's a bit of a problem. But even so,
wow.
they're just past everything. It's like 1-2 Sunkens
Yeah.
firing. The lurkers are not there. Artosis is making a big move into the natural.
This is
Lots of
sick.
drones are going to go down. Lurkers reburrow, though. Artosis can just pick up and run away. Seems like he's not going to do so for the time being. Drops the scan. Tries to take these lurkers down. Will get the one. And the rest of it looks like they're going to have to get out of here. Ultra's right side in the main base. Looks like these Marines are going to fall down here as well. But the rally air knock,
Yeah,
that
there's still more
is
coming.
massive.
And honestly, killing every one of those drones was huge.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of those things where you look at it on paper, you're like, well, that was stupid. And then you realize he killed every drone. You're like, oh, no, never mind. Good work, Bo.
Right. Yeah, and you can refill the drones, but what that means is that there's going to be no army for 30
Yeah, you're
seconds
not
or
making
so.
ultras. You're not making lings. You're not
Right.
making anything else.
So, but he does have his 4th base, so if he can live through this next big push, it actually doesn't look... It's not game over for StRyKeR if he can live through this.
We have the Nidus up. We have filers with Dark Storm and probably Consume. And we're at 100 supply. And as I was saying earlier, like, competitive supply is good for third in this scenario. Really good, actually.
Yeah, and it looks like Artosis is getting that scan off. He's just already going to say, okay, we're going to go into the 4-base game plan. We're going to go back to that question mark of what can you make happen with the tools you have.
Are you at all surprised? Now that there are 2 bases on the left side, maybe not as strong, but we're seeing Artosis really heavily commit to the
Battle
main base
cruisers.
and already out.
That's silly.
Committing to the main base in the natural where all the production is in the Zerg instead of really leaning into this 3rd base that was it's far away from the main of the natural in terms of production. Not as much there, not as much tech there, not as many Sunkens there.
Yeah, but if you kill them, if you get a good, like the quad drop in the main, if there was nothing there, you're gunning down all of his main hatcheries. You can go right for the hive or the ultra den.
Yeah, I think he was really looking to bank on those Valkyries that he made to clear things out to make it big. But really, honestly, that hold from StRyKeR was perfect. A Plague and then a Dark Swarm, that was as good as it could have gone.
Yeah, it was a sick play. You got it right after the dropship unloaded.
Right.
So it hit everything.
As good as that was by Artosis, it might have been even better by StRyKeR.
As now Plague goes down on one of the battle cruisers. They move in. Still doing a good job of dealing with the links.
Wow.
And yeah, the battle cruisers, more dropships here as well. So they're drop battle cruisers. They clear a little bit of space. They're just going to sit on top of this pile, make it very difficult for the Ultras to come in and do what they need to do. You do need spores. Now we're going to have some Scourges go in. One of the battle cruisers will fall, but it's a decent concave from Artosis right now. Even still, Ultra's going to move it. Now Dark Swarm in the natural. Artosis is going to fail to bust this as well. He gets some structures down. The Firebat's now moving into the mineral line where they're going to try to make something happen with this. But again, a very nice defense from StRyKeR.
Yeah, he's doing it fast to hold.
Yeah, this is frustrating because what else can you do as Terran other than that exact movement?
Spend your bank.
No, that's stupid. Why would we do that?
We were talking about like what's a good bank, what's a bad banker. I mean, Artosis
That's a
is
bad
sitting
banker.
on 2,500 minerals. I don't know how much that's going to be, but even still, another drop's going to show up here, and it is StRyKeR kind of being very heavily pressed. That's
we got the
Defiler
yeah,
going down as well.
This may be what he needs.
Yeah, no Plague available. Ultra right side taking some damage. Dark Swarm's going to go down. Got to run away here. Got to make sure you can do the damage, but gets another Defiler on the way out.
Defilers are not free.
They are not, but looks like the dropships have died. So Artosis, this army kind of on its lonesome. No, never mind. They did
doing
die.
it again.
They're doing it again.
18, baby.
Exactly. You know what? Look, I can do it. I can do it as much as I want.
We do see a little stream coming down, though. That's going to be the dangerous part.
Yeah, it is. So
The non-copyright Captain America, I could do this all day.
exactly. Now, Link's Ultra is showing up on the other side of the map. No Defilers, though. The problem is that the army, yeah, Artosis just taps out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's the moment you blow up your entire army and then just everything appears. You're like, well, I guess that's the end of that game.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Wow.
But
He
very
looked
cool
really
game
good.
3.
That was.
Yeah, that was an incredible series overall.
I
Like,
talked about, like, you get to that point in the game where what did you do as Terran? Well, there's 3 different answers for you, what you want to do.
Dropships, spend your money. Spend your money.
Yeah, Valkyries to get dropships in.
Battle cruisers to get dropships in.
Right.
Yeah, drop ships to get drop ships in.
Smart. Send the empty dropship forward to eat all the Scourges.
Exactly. And that was a great series.
That was.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, now that means StRyKeR moves to 4-1, guaranteed almost. Top seeding as we look to move into the bracket stage later on. Artosis 3-2, still in a great spot, but I don't know if 3-2 is going to be quite enough to give him one of the top 4 seeds.
Let's take a look at what the bracket looks like currently.
Yeah, and then once the group stage is over, he's going to have to play these same people all over
Oh,
again.
yeah.
So he's going to have to play StRyKeR again, I'm sure.
Yep, so that was not the last match of that round. So currently, Nesh and Zeno are playing at SCV, and Who Kicked My Dog are playing still.
All right, is this the are we 6 rounds on Swiss? Or
Yes, so this is round 5.
Okay, so there's one more.
Yep.
All right.